Hello and welcome to Love Revolution. I'm your host, Mia Saenz. And it's really exciting because in this segment I have Karie Millspaugh, and she is a lifestyle design business coach, and she's a badass chick in Vegas. So we're going to have fun today. So like always, pause it here if you need to get your pad and your pens and your drink, and then come back and join us and click us back on because we're right here waiting. Okay, Karie, so this is the second time I'll reveal to everybody. Karie was my first interview for this series, and I had a new system and I was upside down. So Karie has graciously come back on. So I'm going to turn it over to Karie because she already knows what to do. So take it away, babe.
You got it, girl. You know, it's like you could almost use this motto: when life turns you upside down, and you literally were in the video. So, like, how does she do that? She's like Batwoman, hanging upside down.
Batwoman, I like that.
You could use that. Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad to be on your show. I love what the topic that we're discussing today, which is passion to purpose. I'm a very big believer about seeing a woman, and of course a men too, for any male viewers. We're not going to discriminate today, but more importantly, we get to really feel empowered in our purpose. Is something that's just, once you get there, you want everyone else to come with you. And I know Mia can relate. Once you feel that sense of freedom and you're calling, you find that sweet spot that you're supposed to be in. You're looking at your friends that are still going to their work every day and plugging in and punching in and out and sitting in cubicles all day that feel like adult playpens, and you're like, no, it doesn't have to be that way, you know. So that's probably why I really shout it from the mountaintops, this whole passion to purpose. So I want to teach you guys. I actually have 5 little steps that will help you find your calling. And the key thing is this isn't going to be a journey that you can literally just go meditate for 10 minutes and figure it out. It takes, you know, obviously action steps. It is a journey. Journeys aren't just sitting still. They're get in the car or go for a hike or go walk, go explore and find your way. And that's literally what you're going to do. I've had clients that figure it out right away and they just soar. I've had others that have really gone a lot slower through this journey. So be gentle with yourself and know that it's not an overnight thing. It's something that's going to come with clarity. And I'm sure, Mia, I'm sure you can relate that every level feels different in your business and life.
It does.
You know, so it's not like, okay, I found it, I'm done. This is it. It's not like that.
And it keeps evolving and changing, and that's what keeps us alive.
Absolutely. And I love that. So I want people to, like Mia said, get something to write on, because these questions you're going to want to come back and reflect and journal about. As you start to do the little homework assignments I give you, you're going to want to write this down, come back, and kind of go forward with it as well. So step 1 is just and these are questions, of course, is what do you know? And a lot of people are thinking, well, what do I know? And I love this question because when I work with clients, they don't see it. Sometimes you have to get, you know, and I'm going to encourage you to get other people involved, your friends, your closest relatives, those that you live with, people you work with right now, that can help you, because sometimes we don't see what's closest to us. You know, for years it was the what do you know parts, like basically what can you teach? Do you have an education in something? Are you certified? Do you have a skilled trade? What about a life learning experience? Something you went through, like literally went through the fire, but you could now train someone else to do the exact same steps, which obstacles to avoid, you know, where the path gets bumpy, and kind of give them a heads up. Where could you be a mentor? So kind of take a look at that. On the what do you know portion is a good spot to start. Believe it or not, and people will pay for what you know. And then, of course, that's what Mia and I do. So, you know, people do want to know what you know, especially if you've gotten to the other side. They're like, how did you create that bridge? You know, mine is like, I'm really good at the employee to entrepreneur kind of step, because I created a plan B and left my corporate world behind for good. Thank you, God. And a little passionate about that. It was really ugly and bad. I still wake up in night tremors. Just kidding. But overall, you know, it's just it's a beautiful spot to be in. And when you can see someone's already done that, you want to learn from them. You know, why not learn it the easier route than, you know, stumble, fall, and run into brick walls often to figure it out. So think hard about what do you know. And this is where you're going to reflect and ask people again around you. And if you get stuck again, just kind of go, well, it's not just what's on your resume. It's not what's just in your schooling. There's other life things that you do. So step 2 of your calling is, what do you love? And this part I really like. And I joke a lot because it's not just I love chocolate and wine, which I had plenty of last night. I have pictures on Facebook to prove it.
That's awesome.
Like some fancy restaurant I was being treated. I'm like, this is beautiful. I have to document all of this. 2 favorite things ever: red wine and chocolate.
It's
That's
good. I know. And I'm thinking, maybe later tonight.
That's right. Yeah, and you can't just have them separate. You got to have them together.
You have to have them together. You have to sip it and bite it.
Yes. So that's like the what do you love part, and think about, massages, obviously, colors, your favorite color. What color makes you happy? Mine is turquoise and blues. I've got sailboats and underwater photography all around me in my house. It just gives me the sense of peace. I grew up on Lake Michigan. I'm from the Midwest. I grew up looking at sailboats. That's right. You've got your cool stuff. I think I showed this last time too, is my little beach sign. Beach! And I have like the word beach all over the house. And I live in the desert, but it keeps me sane.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And I'm like, why am I here? There's no water. It's a heck of a shoreline here. It's like the biggest beach ever. I have to go all the way to your place of the world to find the water. It's a big coast for me. But basically, also, what grabs your attention on the media? Think about what you can't wait to do. You just can't. You can't get this job done yet fast enough to get to what you love. Maybe it's bike riding. Maybe it's jogging. Maybe it's scrapbooking. Maybe it's antiquing. These things that maybe you renovate furniture. I have a sister that's got a beautiful business in interior design. She's that girl that can drive by those houses on garbage day and sees like leftover furniture, like the 3-legged table, and she's like, stop! And she'll turn the legs of the table into these beautiful candlesticks, and she'll paint them and turn them, jewel them. I'm like, whatever. I did not see that when I saw a 3-legged table standing outside in the trash. Yeah. But she's got that gift, She's just very brilliant and creative that way. So that's what she loves. So it's important to think about those things that just brings you so much joy. You feel that heart space just fill up, and you're like, yep, that's it. That's what it is. So explore your hobbies, and go deep. If you like to fix things or paint or sew, maybe you're like into cooking, that sort of thing. And also just I love Pinterest for this reason too. I love interior design as well. And it's probably my biggest folder on Pinterest is house stuff, and house design. Beach houses, again, beach, shocking. But that kind of gives you a clue too, because sometimes you have to do your homework and look at your own stuff. What did I like on Facebook? What posts am I loving on Instagram? That sort of thing. So just to kind of give you some clues. You've left clues all around your life and house and in existence, workplace. It's just time to pick up those clues now and really find out what brings you joy. So step 3, who inspires you? I love this one. The reason why it's so important to get clear on who inspires you is, and I'm not talking about the comparison game like, oh, I really wish I had her house, her clothes, her husband, her body, not that. That's just low vibration, icky, heavy space. I'm talking about who shows you what's possible. Like, I could do that. She could do it. I could do it. I'm good at that. That kind of beautiful space, because the world is so abundant and we forget at times that there's plenty of pieces to the pie for everybody. In fact, if there isn't a pie, go make your own pie. It's like, go find a different bakery altogether, whatever you need to do. Yeah. But you got so much opportunity. And if you think about who inspires you, it could be an actor, it could be an author, a public figure. For myself, just to give people some insight, Allie Brown was always somebody that inspired me. Obviously, I work in marketing and sales and business as well, so she's always been a mentor to me. I love Marie Forleo. I have 3 years of theater. Her goofiness on video, I resonate with that. I call her my brunette twin. I can't wait to meet her one day. Those type of people, that just like I can't wait to read their email when it comes to my inbox or their post. Darren Hardy, who's the publisher of Success Magazine, love and adore his work. He actually walks the talk, and then some, lives what he preaches. So those types of people. So think about that, because there's a good chance you're probably wanting to be somewhat like that person, or maybe what they do in life resonates with your own heart space of who you want to be, at some point. So maybe it's a motivational speaker. I love Lisa Nichols too. I will never have hair like her. I can work on it, but she is awesome. I got to meet her just a couple months ago here in Vegas, which is cool. So think about who inspires you, and maybe even go into what books you own. Look at your bookshelf. Again, you've got clues all around you. Could be an actor, an athlete. What movies do you always buy because a certain actor or an actress is in them? I'm one of those that through Netflix, I'm like, oh, Jennifer Aniston's in that one, watching it. Next one, oh, Jennifer Aniston, watching it. Oh, Julia Roberts. You've got your favorites.
Right.
What pulls you towards those people, and just kind of figuring that out. So that's step 3. Who inspires you? Again, kind of go through music and magazines. I've got Success Magazine. I'm packing right now because I'm in the middle of a move, but I've got Success Magazines by me, Fast Company. If you walked into my house, you would go, I think I have a clue who Karie is. Like we leave little telltale signs everywhere. And that's what I want to encourage people, just kind of do their homework and looking through their houses. Step 4, what would you do for free? And my favorite part about this is, and of course as a business coach, I'm obviously a stickler about, no, we don't do anything for free. We get to charge for that. This is a business. Not a hobby, it's a business. But it's more or less because it brings you so much enjoyment, because there's a mindset piece that comes into place with this, especially one I really had to work with when I first started coaching, is it doesn't feel hard. When we have that belief that business has to be hard and getting paid, you have to literally feel almost laborious, where it's just long enduring hours, and then you feel somehow that you justified getting that income. Something that comes through, especially if once you start to evolve into doing what you love, because you would do it for free, because it feels too good. It feels so good that you almost have a little guilt taking money. Mm-hmm. That's where I know you're in the right zone. That's what you need to do, and find a way to get paid for it. Literally. It's, for example, I couldn't figure out when I worked in the corporate world why so many people would come hang out at my desk, people I didn't even know very well. I had this beckoning, I'm an empath, so I had this beckoning, healing energy I was putting out there. The complete strangers would sit down and tell me their life story. And it felt good to be able to say, well, this is what I see for you. Maybe you should try this route, or tweak this, or try that one thing I told you, come back to me tomorrow. I'm giving away free coaching. I didn't even know. This was back in my 20s, early 20s, I'm 41 now. So it's interesting how life is trying to tell you should do that. I thought I should go into counseling, but there's something, a part of me was like, oh, I'm a sponge. I soak up so much energy. I don't know if I'm strong enough, because obviously I didn't learn at that time how to shield off that energy and not absorb everybody else's stuff. So something like that. What would you do for free? When a girlfriend wants to call me up and say, I really need a girl-to-girl talk, let's go get coffee, I make time for it. Why? Because it's so much joy for me to sit and help her come through a breakthrough, or just kind of get to that next level. I can't do it obviously always for free, otherwise it'd be broke and we would be on the streets. But overall, you kind of get the idea. So think about what is so much fun you can't imagine even charging for it. Because I know that's your sweet spot. That's your genius zone that you need to get paid for. Of course, you work with a coach to the mindset of that part, collecting the money. So think about that. Maybe you like to coach your kids' soccer league. Maybe you like to volunteer at their school. There's parts of your teaching that you enjoy. I'm trying to think. There was a client of mine that just gave me a story about volunteering for something. And they're like, I was just laughing with tears. This was so much fun. I can't believe it was so much fun just to teach at my kid's school. And I'm like, you think? Maybe we need to work around that. She's brand new coming on board. So I love that stuff. So think about it. If you're a community leader for Girl Scouts or things of that nature, I just like to not necessarily see that portion, but read the energy around what's so exciting and fun for you about that situation, that you would want to literally do it for free. So that's kind of your action steps on number 4, on step 4. I'm trying to make sure I got all my notes here. More importantly, though, to get really clear on what do you do in your free time. Document it if you have to, because again, that's stuff that you would do for free. If your neighbor's like, could you take a look at my car, and that's your thing. If you're a man or a woman, I don't care, and whatever resonates with your soul. Yes, my sister would decorate a home for free if if I didn't slap her upside the head, but no. No. She just loves it. She does, and she's redecorated her house so many times. I'm like, Shauna, you need to do this for a living, sweetie.
Yeah.
Spend somebody else's money.
Exactly.
Make some along the way, Yeah, they're literally putting hardwood floors down as we speak. It's awesome. But that's my sister. Love her to dearly. And it's her genius zone. She's just a natural. She's awesome at it. So that's why it gets to be your business. So step 5, the final step to finding your calling in life, is what makes you feel good. And again, this isn't a massage, even though I really, really love massages and make it a point to have at least 1 to 2 90-minute massages a month. But there's a link I want to, actually I'll give you a little call to action on this one too. If you go to youtube.com and you type in emotional fingerprint, you'll see this awesome video explaining on what makes you feel important. And it actually gives you a little test. It's only 7 little questions. It's short and sweet, but there's something about going deep with these tools to what makes you feel important, and your business should your purpose should be completely surrounded by that. Of course, I didn't do that test till after I had created my business, my freedom business, that's what I call it. And when I did it, I noticed all 7 points all revolved around my business. I'm like, no wonder I don't want to stop working on the weekends even, and I'm having a challenge with balance, and I could do this all day. It was hitting all 7 triggers of what makes me feel important, makes me feel like I matter in this planet. And especially as women, we are such natural nurturers. We forget it's okay to be in the spotlight. It's okay to feel good. Your act of giving can be your business. And you can thrive like never before, and it's okay. So I encourage you to go to that emotional fingerprint and watch the little 12-minute video. It explains it so deeply. And you'll also notice on the upside, on the downside, technically, when someone doesn't treat you with those important triggers, it makes you feel worse. So it can go in both ways, not just with your business and purpose, but also in relationships too. So it's very helpful. When a person's doing the opposite of all the 7 things that make you feel important, how can it actually make you feel kind of on empty? So very important things. I have all of my clients take assessments like this as we build their business by design, so that literally is catered around them based on what makes them glow, what makes them excited, what makes them happy to get out of bed every day. It shouldn't be a heavy, oh, I have to do this. It should be, yay, I get to do this. And that's really what your purpose should always feel like, is awesome. How can I make this even bigger and better than ever before? More than anything. So it kind of gives you those 5 steps. I know you were taking notes. I think I covered everything.
That's awesome. That stuff that you talk about, what you would do for free, because you're so motivated by it, it inspires you. That really is where I think people should come from, because not that we want, like you said, to give it away for free, but when we're so inspired to do it no matter what, that's when we know that we've hit that amazing place of creation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I love that part,
Even if I can have a bad day, but as soon as my coaching sessions start, it's over. It's a whole different vibration after that. It's like, I can't even explain. I think it's just that looking inward and then being able to look outward and help and being of service again just changes your whole attitude. I literally, after I get off of sessions with clients, I'm like dancing through the living room. I'm like, that was awesome! Yay! We're making so much progress.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're feeling, but I know that's how I'm feeling.
They must be feeling good because they feel you.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy, all this work she just gave me to do.
That's funny. I love that. I really, and I'd like to do more videos on this. I remember a couple years back in Miami, we were asking people what they would do if they had all the money in the world, what would they do? And people, it was crazy because most people, until they think about it, they really don't know what they would want to do. When it was first asked to me, and this is why we did this, I said, exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing is what I would want to do, even if I had $1 million, bazillion dollars, or whatever the highest number is, it wouldn't matter to me because I love doing what I'm doing. And a lot of people aren't in touch with that. Do you find that it takes them a while to connect to that source of
we're so much.
their
That's what we do, and I help them build online streams of income. So we're thinking about money all the time, but the joy has to come first. I've always told people, don't chase the money, chase the vision. The money shows up later, and it's hard. We come from that logic side kicks in. Well, this has got to make sense. It's got to pay the bills, and this that masculine energy in the left brain that I fight so much, but. It's like, I know it's a part of business, but at the same time, it can't be this heavy energy. People feel that from you, knowing, or, coming across with an act of desperation, or it's, just kind of icky energy. But if you're focused on your big picture all the time, the details always fall into place. They just really, truly do. Your job's not to get stuck in those details. I'll pull you out. But I even used talking about that before, and I asked myself that often, what would I do if money wasn't even anything to be discussed? I think I would just I know I would write more books more than anything, because there's so many messages inside of me that are literally burning a hole inside of me. I had a publisher ask me, why are you writing your current book? And I said, because I have to. It's burning a hole inside of me. Yeah. I talk to clients now, and I'm like, oh, you need to read chapter 3, and it's not published yet. Yeah. Just a minute, I'll get there. But it's like that internal message, and you want to leave a legacy, because that stuff lives on forever. Books, videos, all the content we get to put out there gets to stick around forever. I mean, you've got these beautiful people like Napoleon Hill, who was just way beyond his time. You read his stuff now, and you're like, wow, and that was in the 30s that he was writing this stuff. It's like today's stuff that we're dealing with now. That kind of beauty I want to leave behind. So. And the other thing I would love to leave behind, or I would do if money was an option, is just make people smile. Just this morning doing my errands, it's Monday morning. Who wants to work at Monday morning? Not going into this property management company, applying for a home and stuff. And then, like, these two women are like, oh, it's 8:30 Monday morning attitude, and they left. And when I left, they were laughing. We were joking. I like to leave people better than I found them. Is literally what makes me feel happy.
That's awesome. Did you see, and I'm just going to mention this because this is just so simplistic. Did you see that little, it was something in the news feed on Facebook, and it was a little boy who's 6 years old who lost his dad when he was 4 and lost his mom recently. And all he wanted to do, because he knew what it was like to feel that sorrow, he just wanted to make people happy. So cute. So his aunt, he and his aunt have given away, he's bought little tiny toys, and he would be on the street and hand them to people and just say, I'd like you to have this. And they'd be like, well, it's your toy. And he's like, no, I'm giving them away to make. Just as simplistic as that, as giving a free toy away, is so valuable. So when we think about, like exactly what you were saying, do what makes you happy. You like to make people laugh, and so do I. I love leaving my office and going, it's a home office, but leaving my office and going to the grocery store even, just because it's fun to interact with people and to brighten someone else's day. And what does that feel like? What does that look like? What does that smell like, taste like? If you go through all the senses, that's when you become aware of every little aspect that we do. So it's awesome. I love that you love to give. Yeah, we're just
little happiness ambassadors. That's what we are. We're just trying to make people smile. I mean, life's too short not to smile. And I think a lot of it's how I was raised. It was just a silly household. You would think we were all drunk and there wasn't a drop of alcohol anywhere.
That's funny.
I'm one of 5 kids. We didn't even grow up with the TV. We had to entertain each other. So I think and then there's the years of theater and all that other fun stuff that comes into play. But I just feel like, our life doesn't have to be so serious all the time, Just giggle. It's amazing how amazing you feel after that. It's like, the stress just kind of drips off of you.
Exactly.
So it's all good.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, you have something for everyone who's watching. Would you like to share that?
Yes, I have my free ebook. It's the 5 ways to up-level your success as an entrepreneur. And it's not your typical ebook. I share all the things I did wrong. So my 5 ways are the 5 ways I didn't do right, but I'm turning it around like, don't look at me, look at the situation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But learn from my mistakes. Sometimes I swear I just learned from the school of hard knocks. It's my nature, the stubborn way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty vulnerable in the beginning, explaining my background, my journey, and then I give you 5 steps, especially if you're a brand new business owner, you're just starting to find your purpose and you want to turn it into a business. Please don't do what I did. And it talks about self-worth, charging your worth, obviously trying to overextend yourself, especially as a woman, we tend to pile more on us. Talks about balance, talks about a lot of things. Getting your ducks in a row, as a business owner is super important. And being that savvy businesswoman is so smart. So enjoy the ebook.
That's awesome. It really is. That's wonderful. I'm so impressed when people just sit down to write these things and give them and share them. It's really beautiful. It's awesome. Yes. So thank you. What else would you like to leave us with before we say goodbye to everybody? Some words of wisdom from Karie.
The one thing, and again, it goes back to my own purpose, is never think that you can't make money doing what you love. Never think that that's not an option. There are people that are selling hugs, walking dogs, there's a million ways to make money. I have yet to see somebody bring me a situation where I can't find a way to make money doing it. So I don't ever want you to think that, well, that works for everyone, but not for me. That kind of limited thinking. So I want to leave you with, the sky's the limit. Find a mentor to show you the way. My job, Mia's job, is literally to breathe hope into you and then show you the way to get there. And I encourage you to explore that side of yourself.
That's awesome. You get me thinking about all sorts of stuff. You said people get paid to give hugs, and I was thinking, and I don't know why, but all of a sudden I saw a bunch of people in pajamas doing snuggle time.
There is such a thing.
Okay?
I am in Vegas now.
I know there is. That's
we'll
why
cuddle for 20 minutes. You're on the clock.
Exactly. We'll get your oxytocin flowing and then get the hell out of here.
Right, get back to work, you lazy bum.
Exactly. Become happy now. Go. So,
see you tomorrow, same time.
Exactly. Well, it was really great to have you on, and I love that you love to laugh, and it shows. It's awesome. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. So are you. I love you dearly.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you all for joining us. This was really awesome, and we'll see you in another segment. Bye.